final ring, we're going to see that pull coming out eventually. Solus are in a really strong position right now if they can get out the door once this building no longer becomes accommodated. This last ring pull is going to be coming right out to the center, so everybody inside the buildings is going to be coming out to play. But whose
Oh.
house is this one going to be? Right now it's
Oh,
Solus's, and Sky gets knocked there, so it very well stay that way.
Techni hitting crazy shots with the triple take, using it like a shotgun, does get Sky down. Solus now looking for more, but cannot find more members. They have to get out of here, though, and this is the big problem. They do not have a way to get out through that window. They've got to fight their way out or use a Wraith port to get themselves into a better position.
That's exactly what they're going to do. Crestep going on in, like you called out before. This is that IGL, and this is a great spot as well, nestled right underneath that wall, which is where you want to be. If the God spot is on top of that wall, and you can drop your castle wall here. You're going to have to worry about
Kyrie's
grenades
down.
potentially coming out from on high. But yeah, Kyrie is down. One person got left behind here.
Oh, they did find a straggler. Sierra actually goes down. Kree will watch her teammate get picked up. Kyrie still on her feet. Kyrie does get a knock here, and it will be Meowth gone, but at the cost of the Newcastle. Solus limping their way across the finish line here.
That's worst case scenario because they used two ults to try and make that happen. If they can't get that position that they want, then they just invested everything and they got nothing in return. 5 squads left, no magic, are in a really strong position here. This is one of those teams from last week again that had the potential to do great things, but came up a little bit short. Yeah, caustic gas all over the place. Solus is going to be eliminated. Like Moons might be next on the chopping block.
Moon's not looking good. There's no way out from the caustic acid. It's going to knock before even the shields are gone. Moons are out. Quieto pulling Cam back on her feet, down to 2 squads. Phantom have been eliminated. Quieto still alive, but bleeding out fast. They've got to take this fight on all angles, and they have completely run circles around their opponents. 1 member left in Cam. Can she get the final shots with the PK? Gets the knock, and Quieto win game 1.
That was an 84 perfectly triangle-shaped hit marker there. It doesn't get much more pinpoint accurate with the Peacekeeper than that shot right there. And I gotta be honest, like, I kind of feel a little bit of what Hal was talking about after watching that. You know what I'm saying?
Solus have to go on top of this hill, and they're just gonna get pushed. Stinger coming through too. Kyrie gets on the other side of the wall, but right into a Watson fence of all things, and goes down. Kree not likely to be living much longer, and I don't think Solus will be alive for too long. Try to take the fight, will not succeed. Solus are eliminated. NG Skoden down to a single member as well. Ren nowhere to go, tries to hide, tanks some ring damage, and will stay alive, out of sight, out of mind.
This last kind of ring situation, though, that creeping barrage can do a lot of damage, displace a lot of people, and give yourself some breathing room. If you're going to have to rat your way to victory here, that is absolutely fine, because, you know, everyone's going to be going back into their hidey holes, but don't want to hide right now, and you can't hide from them.
Sweet Pea has to get pulled back up. 72 at the distance. 60, another crack. Dexian is hitting hard. Gets the shield swap, but only to buy a little bit more time. Gets shot in the back looking the other way. And Kant might be taking their last breaths. Sweet Pea low on HP. Banks falls. Sweet Pea next. And Kant will go down, but not before Lust do.
Angelite, one of the other teams left alive. We're down to just 2. And again, this is our champion team from the last week. It went down really early in the last map, and they want to try and make this one up with the Watson. The shield's going to be nice and topped up for this last fight here. They've got the God spot, they've got the fences, they've got the high ground, and now they've got the targets in their sights.
Dropping down the Stinger to make it even more difficult. Great entry. Mizadil is gone. And Angelite do lose one, but I think they're still feeling strong. Ren gets knocked again, and NG Skoden, while they survived for a long time, they won't survive much longer. Angelite win game number 2.
You can run on for a long time, but sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Angelite will do it yet again, still making themselves out to be one of the top teams in Celestial Cup right now. I mean, getting another win under their belt, I mean, we knew they were still going to have these strong performances.
Down their crypto, no drone to help them out. Addicted fighting from the low ground. Not the best place to be. The PK shot whiffs, 60 damage on the next one. Envy hip firing the scout, but can't do it. Can't will survive, and they're going to be able to stay for 4 squads remaining, but for how long?
The ring is right at their backs, and you can even see one of them fell down. That's going to be so difficult to get the res here, and that is the least of their worries, because have a look at this fight happening up here on high ground with Solis. The PK shots from Techni ringing out, but she can't find the damage, is only going to find her grave.
Unfortunate end for Solis. Phantom able to take them out. Now looking across the way at the teams they're going to have to fight. 3 squads remain, but only 6 players. So neither of those 2 teams is a full squad. Phantom does not know this, but they're going to try and figure out what is the fight that they can take. They're making moves. They are trying to take a lot of space here.
I think they figured out that this is a single player. They might be able to try and go and get the kill, but too much damage coming in from the other team. And yeah, we've decided it's not worth it to try and go all in on this one just yet. But I think Phantom have at least identified that one of these 2 teams is not full strength. We're not quite sure where the other one is, but we do know that Phantom are in a good position, and with the Kraber, Ali could make either of those teams bleed and bleed out fast.
Phantom getting themselves stocked up for this final fight. Look at all the shields that are just on the ground here. Gonna get healed back up. Lots of shield swaps for Phantom to grab if they so please.
If they're gonna put all the shield swaps there, though, they have to let the fight come to them, though, because they're gonna have to try and move alongside the ring. Some of that shield might not be available when they really, really need it here. See them still trying to pin down that one last member of Kant over there on the other side. I don't think Kant was able to get back to full strength, and definitely will not be showing up to the final dance at full strength. Ali checking every possible angle, making sure there's no one beneath the floorboards, no one anywhere, and there's still the curious case of where is that other squad.
Phantom are playing this very slow because they do not know at all that they are the strongest team by numbers here. They're gonna take some shots. They know there's a team below them, and the Stinger's gonna go down, cause problems. Position will be revealed. They're gonna get stung in response, and Phantom take out 2 birds with 1 shotgun.
Slow and steady does indeed win the race, and birds is an interesting thing to call them. 2 birds, 1 stone. I know how the old saying goes, but hiding down beneath them like fish in that little canyon there was yeah, like I don't even know if they knew how easy it really was going to be when it finally came time to do it, but they definitely made it look easy nonetheless. And it's all,
there's just gas grenades everywhere. I like the ports here. They can't get in until those wraith portals go down. They'll just go side to side. Now they're gonna go in, as they have done so much damage up front, and that's likely gonna be all she wrote for those 2 members. And Solis do lose 2, but I think they did survive.
question is, where is that last remaining member of Solis? We talk about how this team has infinite lives. Well, it's a bit of an exaggeration because all things are finite, and so too is Crestep's life. If she makes one misstep here, isn't going to be able to get the banners, might be able to craft or recover them somehow with a portal. This late in the game, that is going to be a fool's errand, especially with Legacy just holding their ground here. And again, got this one other team directly beneath them, and surely Legacy know about it. They know that Quieto is down there.
Reviving Winnie. Stinger comes in, and that might be the death knell. They've got to take this out ASAP, and they do. Lots of damage done, and Winnie fully finished as well. They're dropping that revive beacon to try and see what they can do, but there is so much damage. The nade forces them out of the corner, and that's all she wrote for the caustic. Legacy might be going down entirely. Quieto are eliminated beforehand. Legacy down to just Narumi again.
That was Legacy trying to come in from behind on the ring, but it's the final ring. It does so much damage. They were never going to be able to pull that one off, so Legacy, by the skin of their teeth, are able to hold on. And speaking of holding on, Clean have held on to this God spot throughout this entire time with only 6 squads left and the ring at their back. They can start their forward march to what seems like a God-given victory, as Yoimono are going to be the next team to fall. The recon bolt's coming out from Oatmeal Cookie.
Clean are trying to take as much space as they can. The cost of gas makes that a little bit difficult, and they might not have checked all their corners. Take a lot of damage, and Clean, they have to be smart about this or they will lose this. They do not have this in their hands just yet.
There's someone getting a res here, and if I didn't know any better, I would say that that's Crest resing up the rest of Solus. Kant is going to be eliminated. No res is coming out for them as we're down to just 4. Legacy gonna be the next to fall. We knew they were trying to limp over towards the finish line, and they will not be crossing it today.
Clean, hopping over, goes right back over the wall here, and now they have Wraith jumping into their team. Will walk by them, gets scanned. Clean now hitting the PK shots, 108, but the grenade hits, and it's going to be right by the ring. Oatmeal Cookie has to be really careful here. Keep an eye on that ring. 15 damage from the PK, not what you want to see just yet. Solus do get eliminated. We're down to 2 squads, 1 knock, but Incep is down 2.
Oatmeal has the stinger if it's needed. Likely not gonna be able to get this res. The cost of gas and the ring. Clean just do nothing and win. They are the champions. I said I bet it all on Clean. I said they had the god spot. I didn't realize that literally all they had to do was let the ring and a little bit of gas do their dirty work for them. Looks like this bus is going to be their new home, at least for now. Antidote gonna be the next to fall. We're down to 10 squads, but this is still a real small ring for roughly 30 people to call their home. So No Magic gonna be the next one to fall as well, and Lust are not too far behind as they've already lost Scarlet. It's gonna be a rough one to try and find the res though. With 2 on purple shields, it might be possible. NG Skoden gonna be the next to fall, and Clean aren't gonna be able to make it out alive as well. They had a great spot, but like we said, they had to clear their back and they weren't able to do so, and everyone is dropping like flies, and suddenly, blink and you miss it, we're down to just 5.
Yoimono Phantom eliminated. Kieto still up right now. They had a great start to the day. Maybe looking to finish strong as well.
Still have 5 squads as everybody is calmed down here for this final ring. If you're Kieto, you're looking at this last ring pull and you're thinking, what do I gotta do? How do we even get over there? Probably gonna have to leverage a lot of this altar utility, potentially also hold the Ashport just to try and get out, but before long there's gonna be nowhere to run. And these caustic gas canisters are only gonna do you so much good for so long. Legacy have a much better position up on top of where Kieto are, but they are still down 1.
Ooh.
That is a risky drop there from Winnie. Has to try and make the climb back up. The Ashport just to get on high ground, that is a waste of utility, and that is also a signal flare. Now everyone knows Legacy's position, and they're gonna clamp down on it.
And they know there's no way out either. So this is a very sketchy spot for Legacy, and they're just gonna get climbed on, hit by the Arcstar, hit by the nade as well. Grabs the shield swap, Izzy A-okay, but another team has pushed on them, and that'll be Winnie gone. Izzy has to run for herself to keep the team alive. Winnie is still up. Somehow, some way, Winnie did not go down and is able to get the shield bat, does fall. Can't are gone though. In the meanwhile, these teams are eating each other alive.
And Angelite are happy to pick the bones from afar with the 30-30 shots from Maddie, and with Ellie making that rotate around alongside Fishy as well. Some damage trades coming out, but it's gonna be the knock coming out onto Cam. This looks so good for Angelite if they can close this one out, and they know enough bodies have fallen. They can now take the high ground and watch as everyone bleeds out all around them. We're down to our top 4 squads, and right now, even though Angelite don't have the best spot, Kieto's spot right now is a nice little grave plot, all 3 buried right next to each other, and Angelite want to stack the bodies even higher.
Big damage from Ellie. Cracks the shield up top. 3 squads remaining. The arc snares hitting though, putting out that little bit of damage. Scan to show where Fishy is. Will show the rest of the team as well. Angelite looking up above, playing from this low ground is difficult, and they're just gonna go for it. Arc Snare again cracks the shields, but Ellie has to heal too.
They know they have to climb this wall eventually, though, and they want to be at full strength when they do it. They want
Legacy's
to hope
out.
these other 2 teams, like you said, yeah, Legacy is out. The other 2 teams have eaten each other alive. Fishy goes up, takes a lot of damage, though. We're going to see the trade come out. This is Lust on the other side. It's Lust versus Angelite, and Lust are going to be the ones holding the high ground and standing tall on our first map of E-District.
Such a difficult fight to end there. Lust in prime position and unchallenged. into that final zone. They take out Legacy, they take out Angelite, and Lust take game number 5.
It's gonna be high ground, and yeah, we're trying to get it. Angelite is actually gonna fall. Ellie elsewhere gets taken down. Poetic also the next to fall. 5 squads left, and Phantom, they tried to take this high ground and took so much heavy losses off the back of it. It's Addicted up on this height, and I love this angle for this squad. We needed to see big plays from them, and this is exactly what we're talking about. The leadership has put them in one of the best possible positions to close this one out. You just have to make sure you do as much damage as you can and close it out here. They should be able to put Phantom to rest here. The damage ringing out. They're dropping down. Envy wants to try and clean this one up. Lady Pexi is cracked, but a crack coming up from Sabs up on the high ground. The Hemlock damage ringing out, and Addicted, they haven't been able to find the kills just yet, but they have absolutely made everyone fear their very names.
Phantom eliminated. We're down to 4 squads. Legacy is one of them. Addicted is another. We don't know who the other 2 squads are just yet.
But I'm sure we'll be seeing them in the obituaries if either Legacy or Addicted have anything to say about it. We know where Legacy currently is. We know what position that Addicted is holding, and now we know that Kent is one of these other teams. And they are in a bit of a rough spot here. They're nice and looted up. They've got the PKs, but they're going to have to come out of this tiny little building eventually. And with that drone there, someone knows that they are here. Using process of elimination, I believe one of the other crypto teams might have been Addicted. I might be wrong on that front, but whoever it certainly is going to force a move out of Kant before long.
Addicted are very far down the scoreboard. Them winning this does make things very, very interesting. Because
as if they weren't interesting enough already.
Yeah.
Now. We just can't throw a big wrench in the equation.
Lust looking out, throwing out the smoke as well. Things building up here as the final ring begins to close. Still 4 squads up, still full 3 squads.
Damage coming out here onto Lust from the high ground. That's absolutely coming from Sabs up there on the high ground alongside Addicted. But Lust with the smokes should still be able to make this rotation relatively safely. Jay takes a fair bit of damage here. A little bit more coming out. It's a rough spot to be in. Addicted have the best spot though, but Cons aren't going to be making any moves here. Lust got too aggressive, and Addicted take them out, and with the high ground, this should be all Addicted all the time. They might have finally woken at just the right time as Envy lets the shots ring out from on high. The Watson fences just protecting their throne. The Queens of the castle, the altar teleport coming through, but just getting launched off into the ether there. Addicted are looking to close this one out. It's Legacy that they're fighting with, and they have gotten 2 knocks. They're going to lose Envy, but they are going to gain everything as they will be the champions on our final map of the day.
Beautiful play from Addicted. That is the veterancy that we have been looking for from them all day.